Okay, so in this video I'm going to show the Quake II RTX game running on GeForce GTX 1080. It's running on the mobile version of the GTX 1080 with my Alienware 17R5, which have an i9 processor and 32GB of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 1080 that is overclocked. And as you can see, the game itself told us that no, this system does not meet the minimum requirement for the game. And yes, you can optimize the game to run, but it will basically disable all of the feature of the demo. They're still going to have a global illumination and certain reflections that are still going to be visible, but without without the actual global illumination set to at least low, everything is so dark that it's barely playable at some time. So I've started at those default setting, and then I've added new things. So I'm just going to remove the profiler for a moment. So we're using the RTX rendering mode, 720p. Vertical sync enable, just so it will sync with my monitor as much as possible. Well, I'm going to disable it, so it's going to run as much as it can. You're going to have the FPS counter field of view. I reduced it to 80 just to give a shorter field of view but better performance. I've adjusted the lighting because, like I said, this was really dark. Also, well, I turned on the global illumination. The recommended setting says to disable it at all. It's stupid. I've also re-enabled the God Ray, the bloom, and caustic ray tracing. And I'm going to re-enable the profiler so you guys see how much everything is taking. There we go. Okay. So let's start a new game and go easy. So right now I'm running at 54 FPS. As you can see here, it's really dark. You can also change the time of day, which is pretty cool. Full flare. So you can see how the lighting enter the room. Okay, just change the time of day as well. Go. So it can be played, but it's SD resolution. So here we can see the reflection. See, we can see the ship that just get above our heads. You can see the sun and the reflection. This would not be possible without ray tracing. If we change the time of day with the God Ray, pretty cool. So I'm going to remove the profiler, so we are going to have a cleaner experience. So of course we sacrifice the resolution for better performance. If I was to run it, maybe let's increase the resolution, the rendering resolution. Now I'm running at 17 FPS. You can see a much better rendering. But yeah, if I would try to play that game at 1080p scale at 100%, I would be I would get similar performance, less than 20 frames per second, which is not very playable. This is why I scale it down to 70 or 60. There we go. Oh, 70, 60, 70. Oh! I saw him in my reflection. That's pretty cool. See, we're just an arm and a gun. And we can see people coming from behind. Thanks for tracing.
Marines, we're at 5% ground force operational status.
Better gun. There we go. It's pretty. Let's change the time of day. So we can see that the blue light right here affects the color of my weapon and the environment. And if I throw a flare, you can see how it affects the color of the lighting depending on where I'm standing. Of course, I would get much better result on the RTX card, but unless someone send me one, I'm gonna be able to test it on this computer. It's going to be useful to defeat the boss. Try different time of days. Let's see at night. So I don't know what's happening here specifically. The frame rate is dropping below 25 FPS. not good.
Communication uplink established. Computer updated.
So yeah, I wouldn't expect to be able to play a modern game with those settings, especially since the resolution's very low. There we go. Ah, no. Okay. Oops. Wrong way.
Marines were at 5% ground force operational status.
So I don't know if you see a lot of drop frame, but even though it's near 60 FPS, it feels less. It feels like 25. It doesn't feel smooth at all. It's not the video. So as you can see, the quad damage also have these blue lights reflect on the other surrounding objects. It's pretty cool. So that was the Quake II RTX running on the GTX 1080. Most of the time being able to run it at 60 FPS, but that doesn't mean much if the frame rate feels like it's lagging behind. Of course, it has some very nice effects that we'll probably never be able to see again on a GTX card, but still, it's a cool demo for the future.